We've got to get them to stand on their own 2 feet. What if I told you that age-old saying is very true, but it may mean something a little different depending on your perspective? Hey everyone, Dr. Jones here with another one of your weekly messages. And this week, I want to talk about standing on 2 feet instead of one. You see, there are two schools of thought about how we should be acting. One of them is we need to be tough, push through everything that we come into contact with. Make sure that the struggle we go through is always a struggle, and we just keep striving to be harder, stronger, faster, better, and reach higher goals. The other school of thought is we need to love ourselves. We need to accept where we are, who we are, and love ourselves for that, and that life will work out better for doing that. Okay, well, both sides have a great argument, but both sides also have a negative. What if I told you that in reality, we have to stop listening to people that are trying to separate those beliefs and start thinking about how those beliefs work together actually very well to help us reach higher levels of success? What do I mean by that? Well, think of it this way. If we totally go with the idea that we need to toughen up and push through and keep working hard and ignore all the difficulties, well, then what occurs is we get burnt out and we never end up loving ourselves the way we should love ourselves to be proud of who we are and what we've accomplished. But what if instead the importance of pushing ourselves is that living in discomfort, that thing that helps our mental health cope with difficulties we face along the way? So, in moderation, that's a good thing. Now, what about the love yourself? Well, if we always love ourselves for who we are, that also breeds another issue called complacency. Because if we're complacent and we become lazy, then we look around and we see what other people have, what they're accomplishing, and they are accomplishing things that we could or that we want to, but we aren't because we're complacent and we're not striving or pushing. So while it's incredibly important to love ourselves for who we are and where we are, it's also incredibly important not to fall into complacency and not push ourselves to reach higher levels. Now, how do we do this? How do we work through all of this? We take a road in between. We take the good from each while minimizing the bad qualities of each. So yes, we set difficult goals. We live in discomfort, knowing that the more we live in that discomfort and push through it, the better we're going to get at facing difficulties. But when was the last time you've achieved a goal after pushing through it and stopped to celebrate? Stop to look at how far you've come. If your answer is never, you're not loving yourself enough. If your answer is all the time, you're right on point, because you need to love yourself after you push through a difficulty. You need to accept that it won't be perfect, but it'll be better. So here's the thing. Here's what I want you to do right away, right after listening to this. I want you to take out a piece of paper and think. And yes, it's got to be handwritten. Really think. What do you love about yourself right now? Don't be shy. Write it down. What do you love about yourself right now? And then I want you to write down what you want to push about yourself right now. Where can you be better? Don't be dishonest with yourself. Write it down. Where do you need to push because you've made an excuse or you've just kind of backed off of it because it's difficult? Write that down. Now, hold on to what you love about yourself and go get what you need to push about yourself. That's it for this week. Write those down. Study them. Do them. Because while all this is good advice, it doesn't mean anything if you don't act on it. That being said, thank you. I appreciate you taking the time. I never take it for granted. And as always, be purposeful, act with integrity, and continue to build your character. Have a great day.